Nouvelles is in, and we have a couple of TG interesting good. You know what? You're gonna like these decks. Make sure you guys smash the Eldlich crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out. I'm Ross. We're going to be starting off here with my favorite food group here, and it's going to be, of course, the cooks of the Hungry Burger. Actually, this build doesn't even play the Hungry Burger. It's actually down here in the side deck, which actually opens up some very interesting, ways to get this deck to be able to function and play. It's not something that I necessarily would have considered seeing here, but okay, so of course we have the triple copies of the Ash Blossom and the Joy Spring. You got the triple copies of Diviner, of the Herald, and then of course triple Maximus. Triple copies of the Chef, and then of course the Sakitama. We also have the one copy of the level 6, 2 of the level 5, 2 of the level 1, 1 Ben 10, the 1 copy of the Foy Galagia, and then of course 2 copies of the other level 3, and then 2 called by triple copies of the Duel, and then of course the table field spell, triple copies of pre-prep, 2 copies of the fish recipe, the 1 meat recipe, the triple today's recipe, the chef's special recipe, triple infinite permanence, and then of course we have 1 copy of the staff recipe. Then we have 1 copy of Underworld Goddess, your 1 SP Little Knight, your 1 Lingaribo, the 1 Nightmare Unicorn, the 1 IP, the 1 Dynamondo, your 1 Dahark, your 1 Axis Code, your 1 Typhon, the 2 Heralds, the 1 Chaos Ruler, the 1 Baron, the 1 copy of the Corvature, and 1 Ints. Then we have triple copies of Lancia, 1 Jerusalem, the 1 Magna Hut, triple Droll and Lockbird, 2 Ghost Bells, 1 copy of the level 2, 1 Boiger, 1 Feather Duster, and 2 copies of the Talents here, wrapping up the Hungry Burgerless main deck. Next up here is TG with the Witch package here, actually, because guess what? The Rocket Salamander's a fire monster, because we just love how much synergy that we can reverse engineer into this deck and, generate all this advantage. Actually, I'll be honest with you, as much advantage as we have seen across the board with these decks and all of the crazy ideas that people have been kind of bringing together with this, I'm not surprised to see, the free advantage levels that are kind of coming together with this. Also, technically, these can be stepping stones for synchros, technically. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, triple copies of Dia Bellstar, 2 Effect Veiler, 2 Ghost Spells with your triple copies of Maxi. We also got the 1 Space Rock, the 1 Snake Eye Excel, the 1 copy of the Gear Zombie, your 1 Metal Skeleton, triple copies of Salamander, your 2 copies of Screw Serpent, 1 copy of Taint Grub, and 1 Warwolf. Then we have triple copies of the Sinful Spoils Hunter Fiend, your 2 Called by the Grave, 1 Crossout Designator with your 1 Sinful Spoils, 2 copies of All Clear, triple copies of Break Limiter. Of course, we have the 1 Snake Eyes, the 2 Infinite Permanence, and the 1 GG Close. And then we have 1 Trident Launcher, 1 Wonder Magician, 2 copies of Star Guardian, and then of course we have the 1 Dragonfly, 2 copies of Dragner, your 1 Mighty Striker, 1 Librarian, the 1 Glaive Blaster, the 1 Shooting Star TGEX, the King Calamity, of course, the Cosmic Blazer, of course, Chaos Angel, and then the Baron DeFleur. Then we have Kurikara, your 2 Cosmics, 2 Droplets, 1 Feather Duster, 2 Lightning Storm, 1 Thrust, 2 Anti-Scan, 2 Different Dimensional Ground, and 2 copies of No Fun Evenly Matched, haha, sacked. That's honestly what the card feels like some days. Next up here, hey, it's my these 60 card grass decks. I will say, I love the ideas that we can bring together. I mean, today's flavor of the month, we're mixing some Eldlich in here with, all of the free advantage trees that we get off of this. Because we just see one of these little sarcophagus, this little guy right here, and we're kind of off to the races. And then our opponent's just going to look at us and go, where are all these monsters coming from? Well, it's what we like to call the free real estate. So we got the 1 Aluber, we have the 1 Boulder Drock, triple copies of Golden Lord. Of course, we have the Fallen of Albaz with the 1 Hobby. We have triple copies of Imseti. Of course, Keldo with triple copies of Maxi. We also have the Necworld Banshee, your 1 Branded Fusion, 2 copies of Cursed Eldland, of course, 2 copies of Black Awakening. Then, of course, we have the White Destiny, the Pharaonic Sarcophagus, your triple Extrav, the 1 Pot of Prosperity, your 2 Flashing Fire, the 2 copies of Super Poly, 2 Grass, the 2 Zombie World, the triple Conch, the triple Eld Elixir, the 1 Golden Land Forever, 2 Gozen, 2 Hugwaro, triple Ice Dragon's Prison, 2 Dynamiskis, triple Rivalry, 1 Skill Drain, triple Psalms Steerike here, and triple copies of There Can Only Be One. Then, of course, we have one Vampire Sucker, the one Imduk, the one Avendread Savior, 2 copies of the Doomsday Star, one Dracostopelia, and, of course, one Starving Venom. We have one Mudbed, one Mirror Jade, 2 Lubellion, one Hugin. Of course, we're actually playing Guilty Gear Free because it's 2 warrior monsters with different attributes, so it actually sometimes comes up as a super poly target. Of course, we have the Drake and Nethersoul and 1 Albion. Then we have 2 copies of Droll, triple copies of Lava Golem, 2 Lord of the Heavenly, of course, 2 Space Rock, the 1 Seer Mode, 2 Cosmic, the 1 Feather Duster, the 1 Raigeki, and the 1 Goes in here, wrapping up the sauce. Next up here, we have some Minkonko good stuff here. And once again, I mean, all things considered here, when Minkonko gets rolling, it's very, very good. And I know a few people are like, does Arahime actually see play in the Minkonko side of things? Yeah. But they also got this broken card right here, only equipped to a monster you control. That equipped monster can only be equipped with, or you can only control one of these. Negate the effects of your opponent's first spell card or effect that resolves each turn. And then once per turn, while this card is equipped to a monster, you can gain 500 life points and then destroy this card, and if you apply the following effect. While the monster this card was equipped to is face up in the monster zone, your opponent cannot target a monster effects. Yeah, this is actually, this card's busted. So we have triple copies of your Ash, 1 DD Crow, the 1 Diabellstar, triple Diviner with 1 Maximus, of course 1 Hare, 2 Huli with your triple Maxi, and then of course we have the 1 Arahime, triple copies of Ohime, the triple copies of the Sinful Spoils, your 1 Angel Ring, your 1 Axe of Fools, 2 Called by the Grip, the 1 Mayuadashi, the 1 Fire Dance, the 1 Kagura, of course we got the 1 Rondo, your triple Water Rabber SK, triple Nadir Servant, the 1 Pot of Prosperity, the 2 Great Minkonko Ceremony, the 1 Rivalry, the 1 Spirit Walk, the 1 Sylvia, and triple copies of There Can Only Be One. And then, of course, we have 1 Sharad, the 1 Frigette, the 1 SP Little Knight, the 1 IP, the 1 Charles, the 1 Dynamondo. Of course, we got the Doomsday Star, the Nightmare Shark, the Zeus, of course, the Ashura King, the Omega, the Charles, 2 Heralds, and 1 copy of Ints here, wrapping up the shenanigans. This deck is so cool, especially like these little tech choices in the Diabellstar package finding a way in here. It's amazing. And of course, well, I guess it's just not a day unless we're doing something with Illusion, right? Like the OCG loves cooking up some crazy ideas with this. And I also see here that, yeah, the Sarcophagus package, in addition to super heavy stuff, they're getting really saucy out here with some of these decks. So, of course, we have triple Ash, your 2 Burflemets, your triple copies of the Colt. Then, of course, we have 1 Droll, 1 copy of the Dumeltuff, 2 copies of Valor, your triple copies of Gazelle. We also have triple copies of Insetti, triple copies of Maxi. Got the triple copies of Mir Swordmaster, the 1 Nibiru, 2 Skullmeisties, the 1 Super Heavy. We also have the 2 copies of the Motorbike, the triple copies of Prodigy Wakashi, the Soul Piercer, your 2 Called by the Grave, your triple Chimera Fusion, and your 1 Gold Sarcophagus. And then, of course, we have the 1 Scarecrow here. We also have the 1 Galaxy, the 1 Baguski, the 1 Zeus, your 1 Omega, the 1 Baron, the 1 Excel Synchro, and of course, Starving Venom, the Dracostopelia, Magnum the Reliever, then of course the 2 Chimeras, the 2 other Chimeras, and then the other Chimera. Yeah, we got a whole extra deck family down here of the best cards we can soup up here. We also have the Druids from the Magna Hut, the DD Crow, 2 copies of Shifter, 2 Droll, 2 Radion, 2 Super Poly Triple Evenly, and 1 copy of Red Rebuto here, wrapping up. Well, Magnum good stuff. Man, this deck is so cool, man. All of these interesting packages and things you can bring to the table here, I love it. All right, and our last list here is Pendulums. Hey, you know, Supreme King stuff getting some value here, and we're playing Bismuth in here? Okay, so we have triple Ash, the 1 Astrograph, the 1 DD Crow, the 1 copy of the Diabellstar, your triple copies of Double Iris, 1 Droll, 1 copy of Ghostbell, 2 Harmonizing, your triple Maxi, your 1 Nibiru, the 1 Oath Dragon, the triple copies of Scroll Combat, the 1 Bismuth, the 1 Darkworm, your triple copies of the Supreme King Gate Magician, and then of course we have the Gate Zero, your triple Wisdom Eye, triple copies of Hunter Fiend, the 2 Called by the Grave, the Crossout, the Dragon Shrine, the Foolish Barrel, of course the Pendulum Evolution, then of course Lucelia, the Star Pendulum Graph, the Light Winged Dragon, Snake Eyes, and Time Pendulum Graph. And then of course we have the SP Little Knight, the Electromite, the Exceed the Pendulum, Cross Sheep, double Beyond the Pendulum, Appaloosa, the Axis Code, the Doomsday Star, of course the Odd Eyes Rebellion, Xyz Dragon, Absolute, the Boguski, Baron, the Starving Venom, of course the Vortex, then we have double Lancia, the Crow, the 2 Shifter, the 1 Droll, big ol' Space Rock, 2 Lightning Storm, your triple Evilly, your 1 Red Reboot, and 2 copies of Summon Limit here. Wrapping up, well, another chunk of interesting OCG goodies for you this week. So what do you think about these goods? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.